Oh my god, and welcome to a new episode of the Sonic Squeeze. Today we're going to be talking about Miley Cyrus and her dead pets. Yeah, she smokes pot. Yeah, she loves peace. She doesn't give a flip. She isn't a hippie? Didn't she like advertise herself as like a dirty hippie for a while? She like, I don't know. She likes to change up her style every now and again. Good on her. She's her own person. Well, she can do as she pleases.
Maybe she's just not sure what she's doing.
That also could be a factor.
Strong possibility.
Anyway, she dropped her Dead Pets album. It's her 5th studio album. It's kind of experimental. We got a lot of production here by the Flaming Lips. We got a lot of production here by Mike Will Made It. And the aircon just turned off.
The aircon did just turn off.
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar.
Any first thoughts about this album, guys?
I admire the fact that it went down an experimental route.
So do I. I got like this right here. I'm like, to be honest, I really appreciate Miley coming out with this kind of material. It's unpolished. She's not trying to take all my money for once. And I wonder if this will be followed up like in the next few weeks by a hugely like produced, marketed album. Just to make up for it.
I'm really confused because I don't know whether it's going to be Miley bringing out another album like that, or whether it's going to be the Flaming Lips that bring out. Like, how much of this was the Flaming Lips and how much of it was Miley? I couldn't tell.
I'm not sure.
It felt as though a lot of the songs were Flaming Lips with Miley.
Yeah.
I think towards the end of the album, she started doing more piano playing, and it was okay.
Okay is a strong word for what it
was. I don't know how you feel about this this new unpolished kind of raw sound. Obviously, she's not with her record label.
Yeah.
This was like off the books.
There's a part of me which follows your sort of idea, and it's like, yeah, at least they're trying to be experimental and interesting.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I sort of think, this is Miley Cyrus. Her sort of whole thing is to try and be sort of out there and, you know, oh, I'm not a normal pop star. And I feel like, listening to this, I'm just like, this is exactly what I'd think she'd come out with. Something that seems to be trying way too hard to be, like, experimental and not doing anything interesting with it.
I think there's so many, like, they thought they could do it by themselves, but there's so many, like, basic elements where it's just lacking. Like, for example, it was all uploaded to SoundCloud for free to everyone to listen to. And Gareth, you were telling me about how they uploaded it.
They literally just put them on, one by one in order, put up the picture, and then left the SoundCloud.
I know, but it was all back to front because they uploaded them.
Yeah, they uploaded it in order. So if you listen to it on this,
you have to listen to the last song first.
Yeah, okay, good job.
And they didn't put up a playlist or anything. It's literally just, they literally made the fucking SoundCloud, threw it on there and went done.
Yeah, that sounds like a really, really terrible job.
Yeah.
It's ruining this review, actually, because I couldn't deal with SoundCloud listening to it on it, so I just listened to it on YouTube. And I was, like, going through all the songs by the, like, timestamps, like, in the descriptions, and someone did them wrong, so I thought I was talking about a song named something else all the time, and I had to go through it all again, and, yeah.
I looked, because they have put a playlist of it, but not on SoundCloud, on their own special website for this album, where they've embedded all the songs in the right order. Unfortunately, SoundCloud embedding doesn't let you use volume controls, so it's all at full volume the entire time, and you can't change it.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So I had to make my own playlist for it and put it on private so that nobody knows that I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I can listen to it in order. It's a lot of effort just to listen to an album.
It is.
All of the other ones, they just sort of go, Spotify, add to, playlist, gone.
I know, it would have been so nice to listen to Spotify. But it's not. What are you going to do about it?
Oh,
I mean, I'm probably not going to listen to it much more again.
You won't
That's
be
what I'm
able
going
to
do
add
about
it to our Sonic Squeeze playlist. Damn.
Whoa,
I'm so upset about that.
I think the audience needs to know, if anyone who knows me quite well knows that I love Miley Cyrus. Like, passionately love Miley Cyrus. And I thought, do it. 10 out of 10.
Okay, I gave it a 5 or a 6. I couldn't decide.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how much they impressed.
Really?
That was probably one of the highest I gave on the album.
But this is a man who hates trap. says it's awful and you can't make a good trap song.
Okay, let me just dissect this song really quickly for you. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So, no one gives a shit how much weed you fucking smoke.
Whoa,
right?
whoa, I care.
No one cares, right?
I think about it
No
all the
one
time.
cares.
It's more
People
trying
don't
hard.
need to, like, say it so overtly. It's the worst thing. I liked the melody of the chorus.
I'll give you that.
I hated the lyrics throughout the entire song.
Do it!
And the production, I really liked. I liked the production to the point where I would give it a 5 or a 6.
Really?
But I'm basically trying to ignore Miley Cyrus at all points during the song.
The thing is, I like that song to me can be summed up by just a stoner babble and a pirated copy of Fruity Loops. 'Cause the start of that song is the most generic standard trap you could ever have, and just her screeching over it. And then I agree with you in the chorus. There is some nice melody going on, but it's with the thinnest, most awful synth that's just crackly and not big. And I feel like if that was, you know, produced with like a big, strong synth, and Miley was nowhere to be seen, it could have had an interesting point.
It was pop trap to an extent where I kind of like gave it.
But it was just a generic trap. It was so bad.
Yeah,
when
I
Miley
know
Cyrus
that, but-
involved, it's not generic anymore. This is Miley Cyrus. People care what she does, like in her day-to-day life. People really care what people don't even know, like who people have just heard of her everywhere across the world. That's why I didn't even like introduce her. I just said Miley Cyrus has dropped a new album. You don't need that introduced to you. You've seen the pictures. I know I have.
I also think that her like doing the whole stoner babble, like it's a weed, at the beginning, fits into what I'm saying about this whole album is trying way too hard. It's her being like, I'm experimental and I'm interesting and I'm cool and I do drugs and I have sex and all these cool things and I'm great. And you never believe her in any of it.
Yeah, it is always the most, I've said it again, the least authentic way that you could possibly do it.
Totally.
It's so
like
ridiculous.
there was no like songwriting skills. I felt that like
Well,
lyric.
The ones that I thought were there, I thought were done by the Flaming Lips.
Yeah, totally.
And then Miley kind of joined the party.
So let me specify that more. Like lyric writing skills. There was absolutely no subtlety.
Yeah.
Like would a metaphor have killed her?
Yeah.
She goes straight to the point in all of them.
Exactly.
It's
in this
that's
song,
not even floating around the subject. That's just
in Space
in there.
Books, I put, are there any metaphors or clever imagery that you could possibly use? Because there's just...
We don't even need to go that far into the album. The second song on the album. Let's write an emotional song. Don't be sad. Nailed it.
No.
Nailed it.
You need a person. It needs to be intimate.
Okay.
Karen.
Name.
yeah.
Don't be sad.
Nailed it.
One of our biggest listeners is Karen. Shout out to Karen.
Shout out to fucking Karen.
Don't
I
swear.
thought... Whoa, now. I thought...
That's my auntie you're talking about.
Oh.
Love you, Karen.
I do apologise. I thought that song suited her voice a lot more than almost any other song on this album, though. Because I think that
Because it was
she
awful.
sings better when it's like lower pitch. And
I
a
think
lot
so
of the
as well.
times she was singing quite high pitched stuff and it didn't come across that well at all.
I think the best vocal performance on the album was Pablow The Blowfish, which is the one that everybody heard on YouTube before. I think she did like a live performance of it.
Best... What?
Vocal
Singing
performance.
Best vocal performance.
Yeah.
I disagree. But
It's interesting you say that
I'll
people...
get to that later, you know?
It's interesting you
I can
say
get
that
to that later.
people saw it on YouTube first. Because I read about this song, it sounds like an awful 90s joke YouTube song. Like before the production of YouTube people got good enough to make awful stuff like Narwhals, which is still awful, they were doing this sort of piano awful singing. It sounds like someone really awful trying to be Bo Burnham and failing horribly. Like,
You know what the problem is with that song?
yeah,
It's that
everything.
it's possibly one of the most emotional songs on the record. And she's actually like crying or possibly fake crying during it. And you're like,
Again.
man, this is kind of emotional. And then you realise it's about a fucking fish. Just remember, it's a fish. Nobody cares about fish. To quote Kurt Cobain, it's all right to eat fish because they don't have any feelings.
Whoa now.
To be honest, I eat other animals as well, so I'm just a monster.
Again, it comes back to the same few things. You said all fake crying. This album's so unauthentic.
Yeah,
You never think. You always think, and she's trying way too hard. Those two things, everything on this album can fit into those.
But after we've spoken about strongest vocal performance, actually, you haven't given me your opinion about what the strongest vocal performance was.
No one's going to agree with me.
Oh, hit me. If you say Fweaky, I will just whack you on the thwack.
Twinkle Song. And literally only because when she does the yelling in Twinkle Song, I actually think she does it pretty good.
Yeah.
The song is terrible, but I think the yelling vocals are pretty good.
Is that the I Had a Dream, what was it all about?
What does it mean?
That one.
What does it mean?
Yes.
It was terrible.
No.
That was
The
pretty
lyrics, terrible.
No. Mean. Screaming it is so bad. That whole song is just like stoner babbly, like dreams and farewells.
Yeah,
and,
as I said,
so
song is a terrible. It's a terrible right there. This is what I said. I said that it's either showcasing that she has no lyrical prowess in any way, or it's showcasing that she doesn't care that she has no lyrical prowess in any way.
Okay, I could see how you could go that way.
I gave that song a 10.
I'm liking the new
Can I just mention about this song? Do you remember when we were talking about Deaf Heaven and we mentioned that one dissonant note at the end in the piano that was really interesting to us, and we were like, yeah, that's really cool, I love how they do that.
Yeah.
In this song, right at the end with the piano, Miley just slams her hands on the keyboard.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
It's not the same thing, Miley. It's not quite how you do it.
No, I think it was 10 out of 10. It was beautiful.
She also mentions David Bowie in this song, and I had the thought when I was listening to this album, like, she's trying to be David Bowie, but she has no idea what makes David Bowie good.
That was a joking thing
when she mentioned it.
I was joking when I said that was a 10, right? But
Really?
Oh shit, that's a surprise.
And it's not my favourite song.
Yeah.
There was one song which I thought was okay.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Minus the first 15 seconds of it,
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed Slab of Butter Scorpion.
Yeah.
However, did you notice that I Forgive Yiew was the exact same song?
I didn't.
And did you
I felt like a lot of the album was kind of the
Oh,
same
no.
thing.
It was literally exactly the same song, but it was shorter and she used different vocals. But the instrumentation was exactly the same. However, which one was it? I think it was... Yeah, the Floyd song Sunrise, track 3. The following song, Something About Space Dude, again... pretty much exactly the same song, slightly pitched down, but I'm not sure whether I like that or don't like that, because I've been listening to music for a very long time, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there some people out there that might know of an album that does this, but having 2 songs on an album which have, like, sister songs, which are like exactly the same, right after each other. I quite like it.
I know some dance things that have done similar things to that.
Right.
Pendulum did that on one of their albums. They had 2 songs which were essentially the same song, but slightly different, like styled.
I think if you can do it well, then it's worth doing. Yeah. But I think the thing this album needed the most, some serious editing. Like you could cut out like half those songs, no lie. Yeah. Half the songs you cut out. It'd be a better album.
Maybe more.
It might surprise you to say this, but I've really felt Fucking Fucked Up. I understood that song. That song got within me, and I felt a connection with it. Because I've been there. And I'm sure, I'm sure you all have, where you get home.
I've phoned the ambulance.
You've had way too many snake bites after a club night. And you get there, and you get home, and you go, you know what that old famous guy said? Right, drunk, edit, sober, I'm going to do that. And you sit down at your DAW, and you start writing your song, and you put it all together, and you think, this is great. When I get up in the morning, I'm going to fix a few production issues. I'm going to sell this. This is going to be brilliant. I'm going to be Beatport #1. And then you wake up in the morning, and you listen to it, and you just... It's awful. It's god awful.
And the only edit you do is press delete.
But Miley, she's stronger than me. She's a better person. And she did not press delete. She stuck in there.
She fought for it.
And she put that. This is like, you know, when like beautiful women put photos of themselves up without makeup to show that they have flaws. That's what Miley's doing right there. She's putting up herself with flaws and going, there we go.
And neither of them are in any way a vanity project either. Like, they're both so authentic and real. I like the reprise of I'm Fucking Fucked Up, or Fucking Fucked Up, as it's called, of I'm So Drunk, which was an equally pointless song with the exact same premise behind it. Yeah. And it was just an interlude for the sake of having an interlude.
Do you know what? When I listened to the first one, I was like, okay, do you know what? There's at least a gimmick behind this. There's at least some modicum of thought that's gone into it. And then he just fucking did it again.
Yeah.
They didn't even think of another gimmick. They just fucking do it
But
again.
I expected that to happen, because they've already repeated songs. So, you know, maybe they'll do it again.
There were huge sections of this album where I was just listening to it and I was like, these songs are all the same. Like, there's just big Paddy Simps and Miley warblingly whining about some stoner babble nonsense. And you're just listening to it like... why did there need to be 23 songs on this?
Every now and again you'd like hear just something in a production go, oh, that's quite a nice little touch there, but then it would move on. I felt the writing of the songs, the actual like beat making was quite good, but there was no polish
in some of it.
I felt as though a lot of these songs were also like not finished, or like
definitely
they just decided they'd get so far with it and then not kind of work out.
Yeah,
the rest.
They're like, there we go, that's a song.
Yeah.
And then they didn't like sit down and do the rest of making the song good. They just went, it's a song.
The song One Sun was actually like a decent. The production was good, but it could have made 50% better if it was just like if they got some other producers in, like maybe some mixers.
There are
did
a couple
it properly,
of songs
because it was just flat and muddy. Like
there are a couple of songs in this album where I think if you took Miley off them, got maybe a real vocalist.
Yeah,
I think
if
they
just produced it up a bit, like BB Talk, I really like the beat on that. I think if you shortened it, because there wasn't much going on, if you took like the minute and a half off and got like someone else singing on it, I think that could be a really good song.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is the problem. If you want that, go listen to the Flaming Lips rather than this album.
Yeah, totally.
I think if Miley took this whole project to her like the proper record label she's on, they would have like
they would kick it out the door.
No, they would like cut out what doesn't need to be there. They would make the production like 10 times better on like the ones that could be saved. They'd make the songwriting better. Like I felt like the songs just didn't go anywhere sometimes. And I was listening to them and I thought this has real good potential. Like someone could do something with this, but it doesn't change or go anywhere. There was something there and you ruined it.
I want to mention one thing which surprised me and that I sort of liked and hated very much the same. And you know a song can be awful when it has the name of the artist and then the name of the instrument. With three Zs rather than an S.
Yeah, I know that one.
Because I was listening to it and I was like, I really like this. The Tibetan bowl sound is kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. Like, if you just took Miley straight off there, this could be quite nice to listen to.
I did find as though the idea was that they had some Tibetan bowls lying about.
Yeah.
And they made a track, put some strings to it, and then got Miley to kind of
warble over it.
Oh shit! I thought
that was it.
I thought it was a weed reference.
What?
Tibetan bowls.
No.
No, it's an instrument, you fool.
Have you never heard of Tibetan bowls?
No, I just like I went Miley.
Lecture.
I went Miley and I thought it's just like she's smoking a bunch of weed.
No. Tibetan bowls are like
know what?
instruments that you can either tap or you can like ring.
Miley's a genius. Even we didn't get it.
Even we didn't get that.
It's a double entendre. She's actually done something.
I got the other side of it, and you guys got the other side of it.
Maybe she meant that. I'm not giving her that much credit, but maybe she meant that to be a thing.
Actually, one of the few parts of the album which really stood out was the song Tangerine with Big Sean.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good rap verse.
Yeah, but the only thing that I was really thinking about through that entire track and the subsequent few tracks afterwards was Big Sean sounds a lot like Childish Gambino.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do you know what's weird about that as well? He's been getting a lot of flack recently for sounding too much like Drake. And then he comes out with a song where he sounds like Childish Gambino. It's like, that's not how you do it, Big Sean. You don't just copy a different rapper. But yeah, I think the main thing I was thinking about for that song is like, where the fuck is Big Sean?
Is there a rapper called like?
You're not getting paid for this, Big Sean.
Futuristic?
Yeah, well, rapper, but yeah.
Okay, he's had a song out. I can't remember.
Yeah,
which
he's
one,
had a whole album out
where
with
he
Drake.
said that some people think that I sound like Big Sean and Childish Gambino and stuff. Like that was one of the lines. So, I mean, he's obviously noticed that they sound the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of all I thought about. I don't understand Tiger Dreams. That was like an oriental rendition of Hallelujah made shit.
Yeah, I go along with that. That's a good description.
That's an excellent description of that song. That's better than what I wrote. I'm not even going to say that.
And One Son, although I thought that the kind of instrumentation behind it was great, the lyrics were terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It was, again, there was no imagery or metaphors going on. It was just like, yeah, so you want to be like green, you want to recycle, you want to just kind of look after the planet. There's only one sun, there's only one moon, one me, one you.
Deep.
And is Miley Cyrus really trying to get other people to be kind of politically awake and sustainable with her lifestyle? She's trying to tell other people to be sustainable.
Yeah, I mean,
and
obviously,
she says
she
like,
has the kind of money that she can just fly to Tibet and do a load of weed and then write a song about it. She's not even aware the instrument exists.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
This album was just
Long.
It was. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like Miley Cyrus trying to be as ambitious as possible while also showing the world that she was terrible, while also only getting a collection of songs and not actually making it an entire album, not finishing half the songs, but it kind of showed that she wanted to escape the usual pop sound, which is kind of like a good thing.
This is the
but
problem.
she did do it terribly.
She wants to do that, but she hasn't thought of how. She
Yeah.
just puts things in there and goes like Milky Milk, right?
That's actually one of my favourite songs in the album.
I just want to.
And I'm sucking on your nipples, licking milky stars,
Yeah.
or something, I think is the lyric. Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about the lyrics
Nice.
because by then I'd given up on all hope of there being any
Good lyrics,
lyrics.
just gone.
But
to be
the
honest.
big distorted bass thing that they do, and like I was listening to it and I was like, I'm a massive fan of Paul Robinson's Wells, right? I think it was-
You keep on trying to
I'm pretty
crowbar
sure
him into every episode.
Yeah, pretty sure that's been in every episode.
I think it was the best album of 2014. I give that album a 10 out of 10. I love it.
We're in
And they use a lot of
2015
these big distorted sounds which sort of aren't on their own sort of nice sounds, but they're put into a traditional thing. And it's like she sort of was like, that's a thing that's started to become popular. Let's do that. And she just puts it in and then goes, yeah, there we go. And then she just like some more warbly, synthy, paddy nonsense and goes, there we go. Because I put the big distorted thing in, it's now experimental.
Yeah.
This whole album reminded me of a Family Guy episode. It's the Family Guy episode called Deep Throats, where where Peter and Lois
Appropriate.
do a bunch of drugs and they start a band together, and they do like gigs, and this like magical. It's the best gig you've ever seen, and then they get home and they're like, so why didn't we win the competition? And then it cuts to what actually happened at the gig, and they're just rolling on the floor like screaming to microphones, and I feel like, and they thought it was
yeah.
the best performance they'd ever done in the world.
That is Miley Cyrus right there. Holy,
Yeah.
Holy.
So I feel like she's been rolling around on the stage of a microphone doing some dumb shit. I mean, I watched some of the Flaming Lips and her like do some live shows.
Yeah.
Some like the Beatles stuff. It was actually
It was terrible.
Sickening.
It was
Painful.
It was
Sickening.
absolutely terrible.
It's painful.
I felt slightly worse about the world.
It kind of makes me want to not listen to the Flaming Lips, even though I've heard really good things about their other albums.
Yeah.
Like, it really puts me off.
He murdered John Lennon. He murdered him, and I
And he
can't
was already
forgive
dead.
that.
And he
I
still
know.
murdered him.
I mean, it only hit me the other day that John Lennon had died
When you listen
when I
to
listened
Flaming
to
Lips
A Day in the
murdered him.
Life by the Flaming Lips and Miley Cyrus. When Miley Cyrus came in and started doing Paul McCartney's bit on that song, I was like, oh, please no.
And he's still alive.
Please.
You
Hysterical.
can't do
like,
that to a man who's still alive. He could watch that. How do you think he's going to feel when he watches that?
Children are going to watch that. And just, it was a crying shame.
It was a
Crying
crime.
shame. Okay, favourite songs on the album.
Okay. Space Boots, I thought was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it kind of had a Lana Del Rey vibe to it.
Yeah.
But like there was just one line where she says something about like wanting someone to come over and smoke their weed, and I was like, Every time you say it, it's really annoying. Like, every time.
I have a favourite bit.
The synth at like 237, it's not like amazing,
Very
but
specific,
it's... Oh yeah, I did write it down. It's not amazing, but I quite like it. It's pretty cool. Didn't like the chorus, but whatever. The lyrics were terrible. Cyrus Skies, I thought was okay again. I didn't think it was amazing in any shape or form, but I could see it as being acceptable. And Slab a Butter Scorpion as well. But I'm also going to whack Twinkle Song on there for the fuck of it.
Okay. Hit me.
I would say BB Talk if you took out the last minute and a half and all of Miley Cyrus.
Yeah!
Cyrus Skies if you took out all of Miley Cyrus. Miley Tibetan Bowlzzz if you took out all of Miley Cyrus.
Whoa.
And Dooo if you took out all of Miley Cyrus and produced it better and took out the obnoxious trap bit. Or made it better.
Yeah. For me, it was Milky Milk was the best song on the album.
Did you like...
What?
Did you like Bang Me Box?
Genuinely?
No.
Because I listened to that and all I thought is Kit masturbates to this song. It's the least sexy sex song that's ever been written and literally every element fails at making it sexy or interesting in every way.
Every elephant.
But it's Miley Cyrus, so Kit still masturbates to it.
It's true. Okay, worst song on the album was 100% Fweaky.
Yeah.
I mean...
Worst song of the album.
Worst song.
It's hard. There's a big pool of songs to choose from.
I mean, it's like she couldn't have made it any more obvious. She was high as shit or drunk or something, and she was like completely unemotionally reading some bad lyrics off her phone into the thing, hardly keeping with the beat. Like she was having to catch up with the beat sometimes. And then it sound when it came into like the na 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 something like that. It just sounded like she'd lost us.
Nah, mate.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
It
made it funny.
I think she just lost her place with the lyrics and just went na na na.
Yeah, basically.
Nah, mate.
Fweaky was terrible. I think the following song, Bang Me Box.
Yeah. Bang Me Box was probly the worst song because it
hated
actually made bile come up in my throat listening to that song. It was awful.
Fucking Fucked Up was also terrible, as it was I'm So Drunk. I think they were.
I'm So Drunk was really
I think they were all on par with each other. Terrible.
Everything
terrible,
after
terrible
I'm So
songs.
Drunk was like 1 out of 10 for me. Everything after I'm So Drunk. And
I
before
quite
then, it
liked,
was only reaching the heady heights of like 3.
Actually, no, I didn't. Never mind. I didn't like it.
Scores.
Yeah, scores. Let's do scores out of 10.
Scores.
10 out of 10. James?
9 out of 10.
How many?
9.
I thought you said none. I thought you were just being a dick.
No.
But 9. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. How about you, Gareth?
1.
He can't do it. No,
I'm gonna put yours and yours together, and now we have 10 out of 10 and 10 out of 10.
I'm actually changing my mind.
What are you going to give it a legit score?
I'm going to give it a legit score. I'm going to give this album a 4.
4?
I thought that the Flaming Lips brought it up
I like the way even the guy who gave it a 10 is like, pretty high for this album, yeah. 4's pretty nice.
No, it's 10 out of 10. It's Miley Cyrus. Miley equals 10 out of 10. So that's it. I think this was like the most honest and real Miley Cyrus record we've heard so far. Keep it up. We actually appreciate it. You cut out some of that forced edginess that's just a little cringeworthy, and it's kind of like demeaning. You know, like people aren't that stupid. Can you treat us with a bit of respect? 10 out of 10 still. I think that's all I got. Yeah, just a little note that taking drugs doesn't make you better at creating music. You have to actually be good at it in the first place. I think that's all from us at the Sonic Squeeze today. I'm Kid Campbell. He's Gareth Grigg. And he's James. No last name. Catch you later.
But what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Right, predictions.
Prediction. I say it
I
every time,
predicted
don't
that you would be with me and give it a 1.
Wait, can you do that again? Just because he was talking over you.
Predictions. I predicted you.
Predictions!
I'm not doing it again. I predicted you would give it a 1 with me, and I predicted that you would give it a 10.
Yes! High five.
Legit written down there.
Nice.
The only reason I gave it was a 4 was because the Flaming Lips did a pretty good job. of bringing. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I have one more criticism to make about the fucking album. I mean, the beautiful album.
Well, it's too late now.
I know, but I just
So-
want you guys to know.
Yeah.
That fucking, like, little radio thing, like that little watermark that Mike Will Made It has to put on the beginning of every song, really irks me.
What?
It's like listening to DJ Khaled.